Hello, hi everyone. Um, Yesterday we were discussing about what is Headless 360. We spoke about some of the basics. We tried understanding the architecture of Headless 360, etc. We have spoken about model context protocol MCP, and this is how it actually works, right? So you have your AI clients, and then you have the MCP client here, hosted MCP server for Salesforce, and then this connects to your Salesforce org, right? Now, right now, what we are going to do is we are going to do a live demonstration, and I'm going to try and connect these two things, the Chat GPT and Claude, possibly the couple of most used AI tools that we use, on a day-to-day basis. I'm gonna do a connect of this with Salesforce and show it to you, and it's super simple. So it would take you just a few minutes to have that setup done and get started with this. Right. So I have my Salesforce login here, and I have also opened ChatGPT and Claude. So I'll get into ChatGPT and Claude a little later. But before that, we will need to, do some of the settings in Salesforce before we can use it in ChatGPT or Claude. Okay, so let's understand the process, how do we set it up? So there are two things in Salesforce which we need to set up. First is we need to enable the MCP servers. All right. So if you go to setup here in Salesforce, you would notice, yeah, just go to setup and you search for MCP servers. You see these MCP servers here, click on Salesforce servers, and you would see a list of MCP servers which are available. These are these are MCP servers which are hosted on Salesforce. So you can use any of these. Now, to be able to use any of these MCP servers, it is important for this MCP server to be active. Now, if you see some of these I have activated, there are some more which are not active currently. Now, if you look at this, SObjectAll is an MCP server which is used to perform any action that you want to do on the S objects, on the records basically. So any sort of CRUD operations you want to do. If you want to see the data, create the records through your AI tools, delete records and all, you can use SObjectAll. If you just want to see the data, if you just want a view only sort of access for your AI tool, then you would use SObjectRead. If you want to read and create or edit, then you would use SObject mutation. And if you want deletes, then you can use SObject deletes. All right. So these are, some of the MCP servers which are available by default. To be able to use any of these, you'll have to firstly ensure that it is activated. So for example, now if I want to use SObject delete, currently it is inactive. I'll simply need to go into to this and I will need to activate this MCP server on my org. This is the first part. All right. So if you plan to use any of these MCP servers, you can go to the MCP server and you can activate the MCP server. Now, let me quickly see what all tools we have in SObjectAll. So if I go to SObjectAll, you would get to see the details and there's a tab called tools. Now here you would see that you will get a complete list of what all tools are available. So what all you can do basically, what operations are allowed as part of this MCP server. All right. So this is one thing that we need to set up. Second thing that we would need here is because we are actually in a way integrating our Salesforce org with uh, an external system, we will need external client app, more like a connected app for those who have earlier used connected app. But yeah, connected app will not work here. You will need external client app. So you can simply go to external client app manager. And here you would go and create a new external app. You would just need to put your name and other details for this external client app. Authentication will be done using OAuth. So you'll have to enable OAuth. And here you will have to enter a callback URL. You will have to define the OAuth scope. So you can select whatever you want. If you're not sure, for now you can include everything. And then For your security, you need to select require Pixie and issue JSON JWT based access token. Okay, so these are the things that you will need to set up. Now, important thing, the callback URL is something that you will get from the other app. So if you're trying to set it up, with ChatGPT, callback URL is gonna come from ChatGPT. So what you would need to do is, for now, what you can do, you can just put some dummy value here. Let's say www.chatgpt/callback, and you can save it for the time being, and later on you will need to update it with the callback URL that you get from ChatGPT or Claude. Okay, I'll show you how to get that as well. So I'm not going to create it because I already have this set up. So I have this one built for ChatGPT, and if you see under OAuth settings, there's a callback URL which is from chatgpt.com, right? Similarly, I do have another one which is connected to Claude. And for that, if you see, the callback URL is from Claude, right? So this is one thing. Now, the moment you create an external client app, another thing that you get along with this is, I mean, you have set up the client external client app. Now, the moment you have created it, you will get the consumer key and consumer secret. All right. So the moment you click on this, it will show you a client ID and client secret, or it is also called consumer key, consumer secret. All right. So this is something that you will need to feed in into the AI agent or AI tool that you are going to use. All right. So that's it. So that's what we need from Salesforce side of it. Okay. Now, before we start doing that setup, before I start showing you, where that setup needs to be done, let me show you a quick small demonstration of, what uh, we will do once this connection is set up. So let me go to ChatGPT. So for me, my ChatGPT is already connected to Salesforce. All right. And let me say, I want to retrieve a list of all the accounts. So I would just say